What's up, guys? Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you all for joining me today, Monday morning, Monday, March 31st, 2025. A ton of stuff to talk about over the weekend. I appreciate you all for being here. Going to be a huge show. Wouldn't be possible without your guys' support. The Rumble rants where we're streaming on Rumble and the super chats through Odysee. Every dollar helps. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. Also, there's literally like 5 shirts left at nomorenews.org, but don't worry if you didn't get one. A new design, new colors coming very soon. And also, if you want to support the channel and the streams and my work, you can go to the P.O. Box, send letters to the P.O. Box in the description below. And Subscribestar. Good old Subscribestar. After being banned from PayPal and Patreon several years ago, Subscribestar and Odysee have been there. Bunch of stuff to cover today. We're going to go over this Anti-Semitism conference. Rabbi Shemtov's words at the Anti-Semitism conference. We've got some Roseanne Illuminati telling everybody to follow the Illuminati and stop talking about Jews. And we have some meme war stuff, some other Trump news, Trump third term news as well. A bunch of stuff. You guys know how it goes. So let's get that off and
Anti-Semitism
hear what the rabbi has to say about anti-Semitism at the Anti-Semitism conference in Congress.
Anti-Semitism is not just an age-old prejudice. It is a contemporary crisis manifesting on campuses across the nation.
It's a crisis. It's a plague, as possibly blackmailed. A lot of talk about JRFK being blackmailed. He's calling it a plague and a mental health crisis and a Holocaust. He says October 7th was a Holocaust. All of these recent tweets from RFK Jr.
It is not enough for individuals or institutions to merely claim they are not anti-Semitic. As my father once taught me, it is not enough for people, especially public figures, to be neutral or not be anti-Semitic. One must be anti-Semitic. We must demand...
You must be anti-Semitic to be a righteous goy, a righteous Gentile, and a Noahide and have a share in the world to come. You have to hide them under your floorboards. You have to wage war against their Amalek enemies. You can't just be neutral. You have to love Jews. You have to wage war against their enemies. Otherwise, it's not good enough.
Figures to be neutral or not be anti-Semitic, one must be anti-Semitic. We must demand the same of our universities and government institutions. This hearing, in my opinion, is an attempt to be just that, anti-Semitic.
Well, I'll raise you one and be anti-Semitic. Isn't this the same talking point that BLM does? Like, it's not enough just to be not racist. You have to be an ally. You have to be anti-racist. Right? It's not enough just to not hate Jews.
Institutions.
You have to serve them.
In my opinion, is an attempt to be just that, anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic. So it's not enough just to not hate Jews. You have to actively want to censor anybody that does criticize Jews. So that's going well by Rabbi Shemtov. Baal Shemtov is one of the top rabbis and founders of Chabad Lubavitch. So he must be Hasidic dynasty, much like Libs of TikTok, Hasidic dynasty. And of course, he's there telling the senators and the federal government saying they must pass the Anti-Free Speech, Anti-Semitism Awareness Act and adopt the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism that I've been warning about since 2000, I don't even know, 17, 18, 19, around that time frame. And they're still pushing it.
Federal authority. The federal government must take urgent steps to address this crisis. The anticipated passage of the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act is a crucial measure that will help define and combat anti-Semitism in educational institutions. The adoption of the IRA definition of anti-Semitism is another necessary step, as it provides a clear framework for recognizing and addressing anti-Semitic incidents. Without these defining developments, universities and administrators will continue to exploit loopholes to avoid taking real action. Moreover, federal authorities must...
Exploiting loopholes? You mean like all of Judaism and Talmud? Or not, I shouldn't say Talmud. They do talk about loopholes in the Talmud, though. The pill pull.
Exploit loopholes to avoid taking real action. Moreover, federal authorities must demand a safe learning environment for all students, including Jewish students. Universities that tolerate anti-Semitic harassment should face real consequences. The previous administration took...
Real consequences. What? Criminal punishment? Harassing. What does that mean? Chanting Free Palestine on campus, is that harassing Jews? Does that qualify as harassing Jews? Trump announced they're going to send out letters telling a bunch of college students that they need to leave the country. They're being deported. Trump promised mass deportations of illegals, but the best they could do is deporting a bunch of anti-Israel, pro-Palestine college protesters.
Took some steps in recognizing anti-Semitism as a national concern, hosting high-level meetings, and engaging Jewish leaders in discussions across the spectrum. However, these efforts must not be diluted by lumping anti-Semitism together with other forms of discrimination.
You see, you can't lump Jew hate with other forms of racism. It's wholly unique and separate. They're almost the all-star world-leading champs of being hated. They're God's chosen people, and they're also the best at being hated. Look, there's Bernie.
All forms of hate should be addressed. Anti-Semitism has unique characteristics that require a dedicated response.
Dedicated response. So there's Chabad up in Congress demanding more censorship, demanding the IHRA definition. I'm surprised he probably did. If we go watch this whole thing, I bet you he did mention, I'm sure he did mention Noahide laws and maybe even the moment of silence, the Noahide law moment of silence they're trying to push in the schools. Senator Bill Cassidy struggles to pronounce Chabad Lubavitch, or reading his bio, prompting laughter. Does he call it Chabad? Chabad?
Office of the World. Introduce now our second witness, Rabbi Levi Shemtov. Rabbi Shemtov is the executive vice president of the American Friends of the Lubavitch Chabad.
He got it.
One more time. Lubavitch, I'm sorry.
Lubavitch, Chabad Lubavitch. It's the city where they started in, I think, Lithuania, right?
One more time. Lubavitch, I'm sorry. Which serves as the representative office of the worldwide Chabad Lubavitch movement in Washington, D.C., and plays a vital role in Jewish community engagement and public affairs. In addition to his organizational leadership, Rabbi Shemtov is widely regarded as a prominent voice for Jewish advocacy and has worked extensively with government officials, faith leaders, and community organizations to combat anti-Semitism and promote religious understanding. We're thankful to have you today, Rabbi. Please proceed. Introduce now our second visit.
Laughing, he got it right. He even said Chabad. Most people say Chabad. You know they don't know what they're talking about when they say Chabad. Chabad Lubavitch. Frederick Nietzsche says, Hail Goishiach. Thank you for your work, Adam. Thank you for getting the dono train going. Is there any more here? Nope. I'll have to go watch the rest of that. It's possible Chris Menahan didn't. I thought he had more followers than that. Drudge Info. Oh, as seen on Drudge InfoWars, Zero Hedge, America First.
The federal government must take
He has some viral clips. Okay. Moshiach is coming. Here's another Rabbi Baral, I think his name is. Moshiach is coming. All the Jews will be brought back to the land of Israel, and the third temple is about to be rebuilt.
What was it called? All the Jews. Mashiach is coming, and all the Jews.
Yeah, it's like Chutzpah and Hanukkah. Good one, Septernal. It's not Chutzpah and Chanukah.
Are about to be brought
Shabbat.
back to the land of Israel. And the third temple is about to be rebuilt. Many people forget this detail about October 7th. But if you look at the name of the operation, what was it called? Remember, Storm Al-Aqsa. If you think about it, what did it have to do with Al-Aqsa? It was miles away. But herein lies the secret to what's going on and the chaos in the whole world. The whole world knows deep down inside. The Muslims, the Christians, the atheists, the Buddhists, you name it, everybody knows it. Mashiach is coming, and all the Jews.
Everybody knows it, huh? Burrell Solomon. Javier, some more Jew news. Next in Jew news, Javier Milei, the Noahide, the president of Argentina, who visited the Rebbe and Chabad Lubavitch right before he got elected, right after he got elected. Then after he got elected, he went to Israel and cried at the wall and gave a speech saying he wants the third temple to be rebuilt, is now being awarded by Chabad as a son of light, like the war of the sons of light and the sons of darkness. Basically means he's a Shabbos. Christians also adopted the Kabbalistic sons of light and sons of darkness is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Christians adopted it in the New Testament as well, and you later find it in Kabbalah and mystical Judaism as well. The sons of light being the Jews, the sons of darkness being Esau and the Gentiles and the Romans. And there's the famous Dead Sea Scroll, the War Scroll, that talks about the war. It's the war of the sons of light and the sons of darkness. So he is one of their agents, ready for the Gog and Magog war. He is part of the light alliance of Trump and the Zionist. Even like talked about converting to Judaism.
The Rebbe's mission in the world is to get rid of the darkness.
Get rid of the darkness. Get rid of the klipa, which also represents the darkness, the evil shards of darkness that hold down the divine sparks of light. What is their goal? To get rid of the darkness. Who do they say the darkness is? The Gentiles, the souls of the Gentiles. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put this together, that they say that their souls are the light, our souls are the darkness. I'm pulling up the clip right now just to show you this. We'll just search darkness. Remember, they were saying it's the war of the sons of light and the sons of darkness as well, calling the Palestinians Amalek and the sons of darkness. Yoav Gallant was saying it. Netanyahu was saying it as well. The war of the sons of light and the sons of darkness. And let's go. Got to go back to the older hard drive here. It's all about separating the light and the darkness. Esau is darkness, so the Gentile souls emanate from the evil other side, the Sitra Achra, the darkness. Esau hates Jacob no matter what. Oh, that's not the one it is. Here it is. Kabbalists say God created evil. Darkness exists so that it should be transformed into light. Evil exists to be exploited by goodness. The soul of Esau, so the soul of the Gentiles, knows this, that he exists solely to serve his younger brother, Jacob, the Jews. And the Tanya, the Chabad Lubavitch founder, wrote, Rabbi Zalman of Liadi wrote the Tanya. And it says, I thought I had one highlighted. It talks about the shells of darkness. The souls of the people of the world emanate from the other unclean klipa, which contain no good whatsoever. All the good they do in the world is done out of for selfish motivations. They emanate from the other unclean klipa. Our souls emanate from the evil shards of darkness. This is what I was looking for. Esau darkness. Why does Esau exist at all? Why is there evil in the world? Why is there hatred in the world? Why does Rome and America and and Christianity and Islam, all these things they identify as the darkness. There's the clip.
The idea that Jews are chosen, Bachar Banu, Mikol Ha'amim, chosen from among all the other peoples, fits into the liturgy at key moments, key public moments, such as when a Jew is called to an aliyah, to the Torah, to bless the Torah as it's being read. The blessing they say includes, you have chosen us from among all the peoples. It's a very public, it's a very visible, and people are aware of what's being said. Another key moment in the liturgy where the chosenness comes right up is in Havdalah, when they'd say, where God is blessed for having separated the darkness from the light, separated the many days of the week from the Shabbat, separated the many peoples of the world from the Jews.
So God separates the light and the darkness. It separates the people, the people of the world and the Jews. So that's the context of what darkness means. Now consider that and listen to this.
The Rebbe's mission in the world is to get rid of the darkness. Light dissipates darkness.
Get rid of the darkness of Amalek, the darkness of Esau, the darkness of anti-Semitism, the darkness of atheism, anybody that stands in their way of Yahweh and their Zionist Torah, Talmud, Kabbalah agenda is darkness. Oppose them and your evil darkness, and they want to get rid of it. They say we hate them for no reason. It's a law of nature. We're born hating them all over the world since the beginning of time. So how do you get rid of that if we're born with it? It's a law of nature.
Darkness has no substance.
Darkness has no substance. As in the Tanya, it says, darkness is a non-entity. The darkness, the Gentiles only exist because of the Jews. God only made the Gentiles to serve the Jews.
Darkness is the absence of light. If you want to make this room darker, you don't say make it darker. You say turn off the lights. President Milei is light. And wherever he is, wherever he goes, he represents by his presence, by his speaking, by his smile, by his actions, by his commitment, by his priorities, by his shows.
Whoa! Rabbi fell off the stage. That sounded bad. Do we have another, doofus? God forbid, do we have another stadium seating collapse?
He represents the light unto the nations. The award is the Beacon of Light Award. First time this award has been given. Presented to Louis.
First time this award has been given. They gave Trump, they're always inventing new awards to hand out to their Shabbos goys. He's got a small hat on too. Yo, ABX89 for 100. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, ABX89. Getting us off strong this morning.
Yes! That's awesome!
Getting our Mondays going right. Thank you so much, buddy.
All right. Alrighty then.
It's like, Liam says, embrace the darkness. Isn't that like Darth Maul, Darth Sith? Star Wars, embrace the hate, the fear, the hate, the darkness. It makes you powerful.
Are you from Argentina? Clearly. Yeah, I can tell.
Okay, so there's Malay. Richard gets it. Darkness, they mean the West, Amalek, Edomites, Klippa, Hus of the Lurianic Kabbalah, total lunatics. That's what they say. Now, Trump has been busy shilling. He's already endorsed and he's shilling. Isn't it Marco Rubio's replacement? Because Marco Rubio was the senator of Florida. He got appointed to be Secretary of State. Little Marco Rubio, the Adelson puppet that Trump, who is also an Adelson puppet now, made Secretary of State. The replacement they're trying to get elected is Senator Randy Fine. You know what? I think I might be getting that mistaken. He might be going for a congressional district seat, so like a state seat. But anyway, Trump is busy endorsing America First patriot Randy Fine is running to represent the 6th congressional district, Harvard-educated, peace through strength, blah, blah, blah. Randy Fine has Trump's complete and total endorsement. Election day. Hey, do America First patriots have Israeli flags in their office? Big Israeli flags right behind their desk in their office. This is an America First patriot, according to Donald Trump, with the big Israeli flag behind him. It's just like Senator Rick Scott did his speech the other day. He had a huge Israeli flag in his office. Let's see if we can find that. It was just like last week. Rick Scott, who's also from Florida as well. Israeli flag. Let's see if that comes up. You guys all saw it. Here it is. Massey shared it, apparently. There's Rick Scott just with a giant, all these cucked Christians with the giant Israeli flag in the office. It should be illegal. There should be no foreign flags in offices of our representatives. It's such a joke. And then we talk about like Jewish influence in America and they go, that's a conspiracy theory. You're deported. We're sending you to the gulag. The El Salvadorian gulag is where you're going, Goy. We're on a mission to destroy the darkness. So, wait, let's see what else we have here. America First Patriot. There's Rick Scott, too. Somebody else shared that, too. Chris Menahan shared this. Here's your America First Patriot, Randy Fine, demanding Americans who distribute flyers critical of Israel get 5 years in jail for hateful littering. From Stu Peters. Stu Peters, who posted this and got 300,000 views. Take note at where Stu Peters, who claims he doesn't know who I am and slanders me, and not that I want to go on a show, and I probably won't go on a show. But look who he ripped the clip from without ever retweeting.
Holding people accountable without violating their free speech.
Sure. And again, I would remind you that there's no First Amendment right to conduct. There's a First Amendment right to speech, and the things that we're targeting.
Oh, look, there you go. Look whose logo popped up.
Again, if someone wants to stand across the street from my house and wave the sign on the sidewalk, they have every right to do that.
Isn't it great when these big accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers will always steal our videos and never give us a retweet and act like we don't exist because we're not Christians, because we don't believe in magical Jews?
It won't have anything to.
So this is him talking about the flyers the clowns and the goons were doing, trying to make it illegal to do flyers and to do banners and stuff in Florida, which they did pass, I believe. 3rd-degree felony and 5 years in jail for quote-unquote anti-Semitic flyers or banners.
To do with that, but when it veers into conduct, and so the way we're going to approach this is through a hate crime kicker. So if you graffiti a building, it is a crime now. But if your motivation is hate, it will be a 3rd-degree felony. You will spend 5 years in prison.
So any criticism of Jews is defined as hate, right? So it's a felony now. This is interesting. Watch the collapse. Hold on, we'll finish this clip and then I'll get to your
It's a crime right now. But if you litter and your motivation is a hate crime, it will be a 3rd-degree felony. You will spend 5 years in jail. It is a crime right now to hang banners from an interstate. For obvious reasons, we don't want to distract drivers. But if you do that and you have a hate crime, a hate motivation.
They don't want to distract drivers, but there's billboards all over the sides of the freeways. I don't know. Maybe in Florida they don't. They've outlawed billboards. I doubt it. But a felony, they say handing out leaflets, passing out leaflets or flyers, they call it littering. He wanted to change that as littering. Felony hate littering.
It will be a 3rd-degree felony. You will spend 5 years in jail.
How optimistic are you of moving this bill along?
I guarantee the bill will pass. And I never do that.
So that's who Trump wants in. Free speech, America first, right, guys? Totally free speech in America first. He says, note, the bill did pass and was ceremonially signed by Ron DeSantis while on a foreign soil in Israel. Just like he did last time, too. He went and signed the bill in Jerusalem. They fly on Sheldon Adelson's private jet and go sign bills, anti-BDS, anti-hate speech laws. Amazing. Amazing. So that's who Trump's busy getting in. If only everybody would have listened. Been warning about Trump since 2016. If only everybody would have listened. All of the Q-tards and all the trust the planners and all the so-called anti-Zionist Christians that are like, well, at least they're Christian. At least he's better than the left. And this is where we're getting all the supposed noticing going on online. And what has it resulted in? The most Zionist cabinet ever. More Jews and Zionists empowered more than ever. Huge W. And I see these idiots, these grifters online on Twitter like, oh, we're totally winning. We've changed the narrative. Like, you're ratioing people with bots on Twitter, which is meaningless. And really, you're only just empowering and giving more justification and pretext for hate speech laws, for the anti-Semitism definition, for serving Israel, for all of this stuff. Nietzsche Pill Dispensary for 30 says, Christ was an Aryan. Adam is obviously a Yid. We was dick-chopping rabbis and shit. Yeah. I know. I can tell you're joking, but sadly, some other people are serious when they say that shit. Yeah, the guy called Rabbi that studied, read the Hebrew Torah in the synagogues and was called a Jew and king of the Jews and was circumcised on the 8th day and impressed the rabbis in the synagogue and stuff. He's not a Jew. The king of the Jews is not a Jew. No, the European who is exposing Jewish myths and their stranglehold on the brains of the world. That's who the Jew is. Sad. Very sad. Zornder Edom says, my not a Jew tithe. The Jews are a clear and present danger, and I will not end well. Sickens me to see this stuff. Thanks, Adam. Watch the Collapse. This is the one I wanted to respond to. Says, love you, Adam. Love you, Watch the Collapse. Says, I had dinner with and met Jared Taylor last week. Streamed his speech on Rumble. I was pressing him on the Christian question. And while we were discussing, he mentioned Gog and Magog. I was wondering if he watches your videos or saw one of the comps. Have a great day, buddy. Well, we see through it all. Myself and others have posted a lot of clips and compilations about Gog and Magog. I've talked a lot about Gog and Magog. The rabbis and the Christian Zionists sure talk a lot about Gog and Magog. So at least he knew about that. You know, I saw Jared Taylor tweeted this week something about like Mormons are the most pro-white group ever or something like that. And it got me thinking, and people were speculating if he is a secret closet crypto Mormon or something like that. And I've never been real big into Jared Taylor. I always forget his name even. Like, you know, he just focuses on like black crime statistics for the most part is what I see, and pro-white stuff. Like, I've never seen him. He rarely ever talks about Jews. I don't think he ever talks about religion. I don't even know what religion he is, if he's religious or not. But it would be nice to see a whole lot more voices calling out the golem traitor Christians, which are a huge liability and are enabling the whole Judeo paradigm. But thank you for sharing that. Watch the Collapse. I'm glad all the big influencers should be pressured on why are you not calling out the Christian question. If you're shilling the Bible, if you're shilling Jewish messiahs, if you're not addressing the Christian question, you're part of the problem. The way I see it. Liam says the 4 Marcionites in the world are the real Christians. Thank you, Woo Snickety. Says, my not a Jew tithe, 5 shekels equals 136. Well, thank you for the $1.36. You are extra Jewish for such a small dono. And your little, your loophole of trying to give 5 shekels and trying to give $1 and saying that equals 5 shekels. Very Jewish behavior of you, Woo Snickety. Sorry. Hundreds of foreign students in the U.S. have been told they must self-deport or they will be forcibly deported for campus activism, including attending protests or posting on social media. This comes after the launch of the AI, and they're starting with foreigners, and next it'll be American citizens. It's illegal. You're deported. You're going to the gulag. You're going to jail. Hate speech laws. And all the clowns and the Fed posters and the Christian-controlled op talking points and all of the lies and the fabrications, it's you guys that are helping grease the skids and justify and give the pretext for all this stuff to pass. And distracting people and getting everybody chasing ghosts and confused and obfuscating and being easily dismissible and discrediting. It's no good. Dustin Finity on Rumble says, cheers for Adam and tears for Ragnar. Yes, tears for Ragnar. He never converted. He was pagan till his dying breath. Unlike what the Christians try to claim with their meme, like, oh, the oldest tradition, convert. Why don't you follow your tradition and convert and be liberal atheist or convert and be Zionist? Yeah, one of the Asian girls was a citizen. The first guy that they went, oh yeah, they're showing up, they're like gulag style, grabbing people off the streets and like throwing them into vans. Also, that clip was going around the other day. I don't have it at my fingertips right now. And then there was the Muslim guy, the first like highly documented one, the Muslim guy who apparently was like had a visa, a marriage visa. They deported him as well. Yeah, follow your tradition, become Zionist, cut Christians, right? No, they're not real Christians. This comes after the launch of the AI. Oh, yeah, they're going to use AI to track everybody. Oh, you made an anti-Jewish post 10 years ago on Facebook? To the gulag. Thought control police here. It trawls social media for politically incorrect speech. Speaking to reporters, Rubio said, every time I find one of these lunatics, I take away their visas. At some point, I hope we run out. There are over 1.1 million international students in the U.S. today. Trump says that Zelensky is trying to back out of the rare earth deal, and if he does that, he's got some problems. Apparently, there's being reports that Putin's not negotiating with Trump. Putin's not agreeing to Trump's terms, so he's going to put sanctions on them, or he's mad at him too, or he's upping the threats with Putin till. Also, remember, Trump promised everybody on the election trail that he can bring us world peace, and he could solve this war on day one. All it'll take Trump is one phone call, because he's the master of the art of the deal, and everybody believed him. Or I shouldn't say everybody believed him, but a lot of the voters were duped by it.
If he's Zelensky, by the way, I see he's trying to back out of the rare earth deal. And if he does that, he's got some problems, big problems. We made a deal on rare earth, and now he's saying, well, I want to renegotiate the deal.
Sorry, Trump, you didn't read the fine print. It was actually a raw earth deal. You asked for the raw earth. They're giving you some sand and dirt. You're not getting any rare earth material, only the raw earth. Sorry, man.
Deal.
Details. You got to pay attention to the fine print and the details, Mr. Art of the Deal. I'm the best at contracts. Nobody reads contracts like me. Nobody writes contracts like me. Should have read the contract.
He wants to be a member of NATO. Well, he was never going to be a member of NATO. He understands that. So if he's looking to renegotiate the deal, he's got big problems. Zelensky, by the way.
Sorceress Beast for 5 says, I am not a crook, quote unquote, Jew man. I've been accused of being a crypto Jew or definitely a Jew or provocateur agent many times. One Christian even lied about me and claimed that I admitted to him that I'm crypto Jew and homosexual. They are the liars, not Lucifer, father of all lies, bullshit. Christians are some of the biggest liars I've ever witnessed in my life. All the lies I see every day from Christians. I don't know if Christianity, is built on a lie. Judaism. Christianity is built on lies, the forged, fake, fabricated scriptures. So they have no choice but to defend it with lies and cope. But yeah, all I ever see is cope and lies and slander from Christians. You're not alone there, sorceress beast.
Trying to back out of the rare earth deal. And if he does that, he's got some problems.
Okay, we already saw that one now. Now, for years I've been warning about Trump being the last president, like that, what is that, Ingersoll book that says Trump or something like that is the last president. Trump told the Christian group, he goes, you won't have to vote again. Vote for me, and you won't have to vote again. Odd thing to say. Trump says he's not joking about a third term and notes this apparent loophole, says there are methods. This is what they kind of do. Trump does, con artists do. They'll float things out there like it's a joke over and over again, and then they'll say, oh, actually, I'm not joking. They float out a joke to see how people are receptive to it, how they react, get them acclimated and accepting and conditioned to want it. Steve Bannon's been going around on shows talking about how they have plans to get Trump a third term or turn Trump into a king and have a Trump dynasty. And now he's literally saying he's not joking about a third terms and going to go for this method, this loophole. Here's the video of it.
Leave office on January
I'm not looking
20th.
at that.
You said you were not joking about a third term, about possibly wanting a third term. Does that mean you're not planning to leave office on January 20th?
I'm not looking at that, but I'll tell you, I have had more people ask me to have a third term, which is in a way a fourth term because the other election, the 2020 election was totally rigged. So it's actually sort of a fourth term in a certain way. I just don't want the credit for the second because Biden was so bad. He did such a bad job. I'm just telling you, I have had more people say, please run again. I said, we have a long way to go before we even think about that. But
everybody wants him to. I guess he has to become a dictator and have a third term. Zion Dodd, God, Emperor mode, dictator. Everybody wants him to. It's not he doesn't want to be the king over the earth. Everybody wants him to.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you have something?
Yeah,
It's not a lie, though. I've seen the Trump MAGA people all the time want to have a Trump dynasty. The Jews, when Trump got his Torah Crown Award from the Israel Heritage Foundation, they were in the crowd yelling, 100 more years of Trump. Yeah, he'll be really old in another 4 years, too. Float the joke is a Jew technique. He'll be in his 80s. Ingersoll Lockwood book about Barron Trump. Okay, he's the book that's about Barron Trump. There's something else about Trump being the last president.
I wanted to ask, do you think that's an appropriate precedent to set, even if it wasn't you in this position, to see a president serve a third term?
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. You know, we have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
So you said you were on 70.
So there it is. They are going to go for it. Steve Bannon's been going around on podcast and the news. They're dead serious about it. They're dead serious. Here's his press secretary in a lovely dress answering questions about it.
Would the president use to potentially run for a third term? As he said, there are methods there.
Look, you guys continue to ask the president this question about a third term, and then he answers honestly and candidly with a smile, and then everybody here melts down about his answer. The president talked about this last night on the plane. He said, it's not really something we're thinking about. He has 4 years. There's a lot of work to do. We've done a lot.
Saying this isn't something we're thinking about and it's still early is their way of avoiding answering the question because it's yes. They do want to go for a third term. They never want to give up power again. All you can hear from her is boobs, huh, Liam T. Jarrett? Yeah, it's a little distracting. a nice dress and a mid blonde, a mid busty blonde helps the propaganda go down a little smoother, right, guys? Liam says also there's prophecies about the last pope too, the last president and the last pope before Edom is destroyed, basically. And Francis is very sick.
In these nearly first 100 days, and the American people love what this president is doing, particularly when it comes to efforts to secure the border.
Especially the Zionists love what Trump is doing. This is the worst fitting dress yet, Grandma. Get a stylist, please. Funny, the women are there hating on the dress, and we're all here gooning over it, simping about it. She's 5'2"? Is that what the chat said? She's 5'2"? I can't wait to hear Adam roast Alex when he starts shilling Trump's third term. Oh, Alex Jones will definitely be cheerleading for the third term. It'll be like, yeah, we love the Constitution and Trump needs a third term. He's the embodiment of the Constitution. Remember that psyop they were running a few weeks ago? I think Posobiec said that. Trump's the embodiment of the Constitution. And that Trump said something like, he can't break the law, he is the law. The president doesn't break the law, the president makes the laws. He can do whatever he wants, basically. Okay, next we have Roseanne now. So this is a response to Ian Carroll, who was on the campaign trail shilling for Maha, Make America Healthy Again. He was on the campaign trail for RFK, and now RFK is doing all this Zionist stuff, and he's talking about RFK may be blackmailed, and it's like, no, dude, you shilled for him. We all told you he was a Zionist. We all told you he was probably blackmailed. Same with Trump. And you cheerleaded for it, and now you're acting like, oh, you're the one holding them accountable, huh? David Icke calls him out here. He says, hold on. This guy celebrated the appointment of RFK Jr. with anyone with a brain cell knew he was owned by Israel. RFK said long ago, the Palestinian people are arguably the most pampered people by international aid organizations. It is quite a nerve to tell your audience that RFK is great and then tell them that he's being blackmailed by Israel when it was obvious all along from his Zionist fanaticism that Israel had something on him. I am so sick of this constant, contradictory bullshit. Ian Carroll called out again. Okay. And Roseanne chimed in. She says, I love how a blackmail story about RFK is floated around and you guys go straight to Israel instead of thinking it could be the pharmaceutical industry. All because RFK tweeted anti-Semitism is wrong. No, it's because he's best buds with Shmuley Boteach. And they took the photo, the symbolic photo of Shmuley. It'll probably be in the thread here. They took this symbolic photo just because he's doing pro-Israel marches with Shmuley, and he won't criticize Israel and shills for Israel nonstop, and takes the photo in front of the Rebbe. Where is it? I'm surprised it's not right at the very top of this thread. But Roseanne also says, it's pathological at this point, you guys. We get it. You hate Jews. No need to pretend it's anything else anymore. It's embarrassing for you, honestly. If RFK has blackmailed Israel, he flew on Epstein's plane twice. He admitted to it. Roseanne has a lot of view bots as well. No, I think the MAGA boomers and the Christians think she's awesome. They go, oh, a celebrity, a TV star is MAGA. She was shilling Q. She's shilling Jewish Jesus. So Roseanne is seething. Roseanne says, people think the Jews are magic. That's the point of Christianity. You mean Christians And Muslims think Jews have magical powers and we're God's chosen people. Here she is, though, saying that the Muslim Brotherhood controls the media, not the Jews. She's taking a trick out of a play out of Alex Jones's playbook, saying the Muslims run the Federal Reserve, the Chi-Coms run Hollywood, with Liz Crokin here looking horrid.
Well, there's a lot of conversation going on about Israel today. That's for sure.
All bullshit. All 100% Muslim Brotherhood bullshit.
A lot of talk about Israel. What do you think about that? It's all bullshit. Every single thing. Israel didn't do nothing. It's all Muslim Hamas propaganda.
That's who controls our media, not the Jews. The Muslim Brotherhood controls our media.
Really?
And that's why
And Ian Carroll. Hey, Anomaly. I love how Anomaly will drop everything to go grovel to Roseanne for a little bit of clout. She says shit like this.
I said, and why I was fired.
Hey, that's for sure.
All bullshit. All 100% Muslim Brotherhood bullshit. That's who controls our media, not the Jews. The Muslim Brotherhood controls our media.
Really?
And that's why what I said and why I was fired.
Are you not entertained?
Well, there's a lot of conversation going on about...
Are you not entertained? The Muslim, they have so much chutzpah. They'll kvetch if you talk about Jewish power, and then they'll turn around and gaslight you and say the Muslim Brotherhood. Hamas runs... Remember when they were saying Hamas runs Wikipedia as well?
What an idiot.
She's got a little commie hat on, too, by the way.
Idiot. Oh, what a loser.
Not working. Imagine how much of a gullible goy you have to be to believe that.
On Zionism.
Here she is at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center, so probably in Israel. I've never seen this one, by the way. This is the first time I've seen this little clip of this speech. Yo, Dominic Buscemi says, it's the Chi-Coms. The Chi-Com. Yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood controls the media. Didn't you know? Hamas runs the Federal Reserve.
Must take the best of each other and use it to defeat two enemies. The external enemy, which is all the nations that try to eliminate us, and the internal enemy, which is the lack of understanding and unity and love from one Jew to another Jew. The world will love us. If the world sees two Jews fighting at each other and calling each other names, that affects them. Because I've learned through my whole life, people think the Jews are magic.
Yeah, Christians and Muslims go, they drink baby blood. They have magical powers because they drink baby blood. Or they're Satan's children. They're sorcerers and witches and have black magic, and Abramovich is a witch that has magical powers. What's funny is I always say they don't have magical powers. They were never chosen. Their prophecies aren't real. The Muslims and the Christians believe that the Jews, the prophets of the Jews, of the Hebrews, the Israelites, the Jews from the Middle East, they have magical powers. They're chosen people. They're the prophets of God. They can predict the future. That's who elevates them to having a magical supernatural status. When the Christians and the Muslims say the Jews killed Jesus, so they're God slayers? They're so powerful and magical that they can slay God?
And they want to keep their Jews to themselves. They don't want their Jews to leave and go be with other Jews in the Jewish place where you can say the Jewish prayers. They fear that.
Yeah, the Goyim fear us in our prayers.
Rav Kook, who wrote all the books on Zionism, whom I love, called these times also, or
Rav Kook, that's another Rabbi Kook, another Hasidic, ultra-Orthodox Chabad rabbi.
wrote, when the nation returns to its land, it will return to its national character, where you just can feel love in your heart, in your body, in Bina, in Bina, in Bina.
And Bina is Saturn, associated with the third sphere, Bina, which represents understanding the feminine aspect of God. Shekinah, from the tree of life.
Kabbalah tells us that we excrete a certain enzyme. Because
Isn't it funny how this Kabbalist rabbi, she says she's a rabbi, by the way, ultra-Zionist rabbi. Remember when she tweeted that she wanted, I think it was some Palestinian group to get nuked as well? And she's just the darling of MAGA. She's the darling of the Q-tards. She's the hero of the America, or the Reawaken America tour. She's the darling of InfoWars and Alex Jones. Anomaly will drop everything he's doing to go and hang out with Roseanne, the Kabbalah rabbi.
I take all the children of this world as my grandchildren, because that is what Judaism has taught me.
Wow. She is mentally unstable. I think alcoholic, probably even too. Here she is talking about she thinks Trump is Q.
I love Q. I love QAnon. I love.
And by the way, this was a video years ago when I was big on YouTube. Leo Zagami, Roseanne, some Catholic, some Jewish Third Temple obsessed, Moshiach obsessed Zionist, and some gay Reverend Catholic all did a video attacking me and lying about me. This Jewish guy made up some bullshit story that I said on one of my videos that I forget what it was. He said my dad was Jewish, or no, he said that I claimed my dad was Jewish and that like the rabbi was mean to me at yeshiva or something. Complete bullshit story. That never happened. It's not true. I never said that. And then the Groypers were sharing a clip of it around the other day of all of these Zionists lying about me, and that's their source. They're such frauds. They would try to amplify some Jewish Zionist slander and completely manufactured claims about me. They would do that.
I love Q. I love QAnon. I love that there are researchers. You know, it's not everybody painting with a broad brush again, because a lot of them are real anti-Semitic. But the QAnon researchers who like are searching government facts and like real stuff, not mythological demons and all that stuff, they've done a great job to bring to the attention of the American people what really goes on in our name and with our money. And
yeah, Q's doing a great job waking up all the goy, right, guys? In her other tweet, she said, go back to the Illuminati. She's like, here, I'll find the clip, actually.
So, God bless Q, stay above the fray, and keep it coming. Keep loving, keep searching, keep connecting all those dots, and pretty soon it'll just hit tipping point and all the battle just float away.
Amen. Thank you, Roseanne.
Yeah, that totally happened.
And I do think Trump is Q+.
I like to listen to this Rabbi Kessin. I like the way he interprets Torah, because it's very like the way I interpret Torah to the way I understand it.
Rabbi Kessin? Rabbi Kessin's the rabbi that I've clipped up a lot of times and shown. And of course, she's a big fan of him.
He's trying to warn people, and I told him I would help because I believe it too. Try to warn people that a time is coming quickly, quicker than we know or understand or perceive. A time is coming when we will no longer be able to choose right from wrong. We won't be able to do that anymore. Correct what you have.
So she says Moshiach's coming. So this thing, It wasn't big. It's not like any big accounts shared it. Just a couple like anon trolls were trying to attack me. This guy in this video, they did 2 videos, I think, attacking me. They were in damage control, but that's Mr. Lowell Joseph Gallen. This is who these Christians are trying to say made up a total lie about me, trying to claim I'm Jewish. So it's a Jewish tactic to try to slander me as Jewish, like this guy did. Jerusalem, he's from. Look at this. He has hashtag end of days, hashtag Messianic era, hashtag third war of Gog and Magog, hashtag third Israelite Jerusalem temple. That's what this guy's sharing. Hashtag Hanukkah, hashtag Messianic era. This was the video they're promoting. Hashtag MAGA, hashtag QAnon, this Zionist Jew. He calls Roseanne the Queen Esther and the high priest. So this guy goes on this show and attacks me and calls me Jewish, makes up a total lie. Roseanne smoking bowls with Laura Loomer talking about anti-Semitism?
From a pipe. I just kind of like those edibles and smoke joints.
Well, I want you to I want to be the first person that you ever smoke pot with. Oh, I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we're going to talk about anti-Semitism.
All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about Jew hatred while smoking weed.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's great.
Take an inhale.
Oh.
Just put your finger right here on your thumb.
All right.
Okay, and then suck in. You got some, right?
Yeah, I got some.
All right.
Dude, was this like pre a bunch of bad plastic surgery? She's compared to how she looks these days.
It's rational. Or
yeah, I never thought I'd be smoking
weed
with Roseanne Barr.
What does it feel like to smoke pot with me, Laura? Let's talk about me.
It just feels iconic.
Enough about you. Let's talk about me.
Feels great. I mean, you're an icon, you know? And it's Purim. It's a perfect time to talk about iconic Jewish women.
How are you and I, as 2 Jewish women?
Yeah.
How will we emulate Queen Esther in that we will? I already have reversed the decree from 3 Purims ago. But then I keep thinking and getting smarter and smarter, and I'm thinking we don't need to reverse the decree against the Jews. We need to cancel it. It needs to be canceled, not reversed, ended. And so that's what we're going to be doing in this interview. We're going to end, because we both know what they're really saying. We know what, we're able to recognize a Jew hater, right, as Jews.
Yeah, as Jews, we can, yeah. It's very easy.
Everybody, all the goy, Jew haters. You're either a Noahide or you're a Jew hater. There's no in between.
Well, it's easy to see, you know, people who hate Jews. They use a lot of this rhetoric, like they try to disguise it, right, through anti-Zionism. So they'll present themselves as anti-Zionist. It's the same thing. I mean, if you're anti-Zionist, you're pretty much anti-Jewish.
Okay, it's funny how they're here. They're wargaming how they're going to be like Queen Esther. And then fast forward a few years later, Laura Loomer is flying around with Trump on his jet. What kind of Queen Esther shit was Loomer doing when she's hanging out privately with Trump at his golf course or on his jet? Little Queen Esther moment. What else did I want to play here? Oh, this one.
And the joy we feel, in serving our God is our weapon that Satan can do nothing about. He cannot touch our joy. The Torah says those who run in joy to serve God are the weapon against evil. We run in joy to serve the love and the intelligence of God. And for those of you who are Christians, please sign up for my podcast where I am beginning to talk about the Jewish Jesus. That's what
Big old round of applause for Jewish Jesus. Hey, go ahead, give it up for Jewish Jesus.
God wanted me to do my whole life, but as I told 107, I'm so afraid to do it because everybody's going to be so mad at me. But I thank you for not being mad at me because there's so much about Jesus that people don't know. And
nothing they hate more, right? Kabbalah, rabbi, subversive, Queen Esther, Jewish high priestess, shilling Jesus at the Great Awakening tour with Kim Clement and Zev Zelenko and Mike Flynn and Lindell and all the ultra-Zionists, right?
You know, their religion comes from, well, they hate God for
this is on InfoWars.
Well, they hate God for one thing, and they really hate Jews, and they hate Christians because, you know, their religion comes from Judaism, and they hate Muslims because, you know, they have a connection to Abraham too. They just hate anything that comes from Abraham. And why is that? Because Abraham said,
because it's fake and Jewish?
Basically, hey, there's only one everything. Well, they hate God for one thing. And
hey, all those pagans, all those atheist pagans and Goyim don't want to worship our God and fulfill our prophecies in worshiping the God of the Jews. Aren't they evil? They hate Christians because their religion comes from Judaism. I wonder who she could be referring to here.
Well, they hate
What do you guys think?
For one thing, and they really hate Jews, and they hate Christians because, you know, their religion comes from Judaism, and they hate Muslims because, you know, they have a connection to Abraham too. They just hate anything that comes from Abraham. And why is that? Because Abraham said, basically, hey, there's only one everything.
We hate Jewish lies. We hate Jewish fake history. We hate the idea that God chose your people to rule over the nations or to fix the nations, to be the light to the nations. We've read your books. We know how your books end. We've seen what the rabbis say. Not allowed to oppose it, or you're Amalek. Adam vilified again, vindicated again. That's how I look at it. So here's Roseanne. This is so funny. She's seething about Ian Carroll and saying that RFK could be blackmailed. She says, remember the Trilateral Commission, Bohemian Grove, the Freemasons, Templars, Illuminati? She's like, hey, Goy, stop talking about Jews. Remember all the kosher conspiracies? Hey, remember I'm surprised she doesn't say it's the Khazars. That used to be a thing before internet influencers replaced everything with the Jews because their engagement went up. That is true about engagement going up. I think it's being botted and amplified, honestly. If you haven't noticed this during your deep dives and noticing you're not smart enough to discuss world powers at all, you can critique Israel all day. That's fine. But if that becomes your boogeyman for literally everything, you're basic and frankly an embarrassment. 35,000 likes. I said, go back to the Illuminati, Goyim. Who does she think she's kidding? All we ever hear from Jews is, it's the ancient hatred. It's the oldest hatred. Everywhere they go since the beginning of time, nations hated them and persecuted them and oppressed them and expelled them. And then now she's like, before internet influencers, nobody was blaming the Jews for anything. She's like, hey, Goy, remember when Alex Jones controlled the narrative and everything was Bilderberg and Bohemian Grove and the Freemasons and the Templars and the Vatican and the black nobility and all of that? Go back to that. Yeah, and then she goes, you could critique Israel. It's like, no, you can't say Israel blackmails politicians. You can't say Epstein worked for Israel. You can't say AIPAC and lobbies buy off politicians. Such a joke. Before the internet, yeah, I see Apollonian Germ says, oh, internet influencers invented the Jewish question. Yeah, nobody criticized Jews for anything until the internet, you know? What does Nick say? You are Jewish. You won't get fired, debanked, and censored for saying the Trilateral Commission controls the media and the government. Yeah. So funny that she could say that. Yeah, it's just these modern day internet influencers. Before that, nobody ever said anything about the Jews. All right, I think that's all caught up here. Done with our Roseanne segment. So there was a big fad meme this week of this like anime type of style with ChatGPT. So I made a few of my own. Here's Donald Trump getting his Prince of Peace Award, I think it was, from the Israel Heritage Foundation by the Chabadnik here. The Torah Crown Award, there he is, reading his Bible at the Rebbe's grave, surrounded by the Chabad Lubavitchers, putting his rock on the grave of the Rebbe with Ben Shapiro. They made it look like Tim Pool, though. Could make it like a comic book. The Adventures of Zion Dawn. Here he is looking at the Rebbe's picture. It's a real pic. These are all real pictures, by the way. Just turned into cartoon mode. So there's Trump and his rabbi friends. Here's Zion Dawn and his greatest ally, Netanyahu, tucking in his chair, visiting the wall. And his BFF, Epstein. Real pictures turned into comic book mode. This is how history will be remembered with Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein. Now, you see this all the time. Okay, let me start here. This Christian, this retarded Christian that stole my videos and then blocked me when I called him out. 24,000 likes. He says, I looked into it scripturally, and Jesus was a savage anti-Semitic. Is that why it says he said salvation is of the Jews? Is that why he's the fulfillment? He is the Jewish God. He is the Jewish Messiah, and you're telling me he's anti-Semitic? 24,000 likes. All of this Christian anti-Semitism, goy slop bullshit, every time, 20,000 likes. I just did a video the other day, and the title was Cleansing of the Temple. It didn't happen. It's a mythological story. It's fulfillment of prophecy. It's based on prophecy. Many different ways to know it's not historical, did not happen, but they idolize this as if Jesus is their folk hero. I'm sorry, but if you're deifying the Jewish Messiah, if you think the best way to oppose the Jews is to believe they were chosen, to worship their Messiah they rejected, and believe in their God and their prophecies, you've lost. Comic book history, says Zorinder Edom. Yeah, Jesus was a self-hating Jew. If your hero, if you think the best way to be anti-Semitic is to believe in the Semitic religions, the real way to oppose the Jews is to worship the Messiah that was meant to conquer us. They'll lie and they'll say, Jesus whipped the money lenders. No, it's not money lenders. It's money changers. He's mad that the Jews, and then the Christians will say he wasn't Jewish. So you're telling me a Gentile, a non-Jew, was mad about what was going on in the Jewish temple? He's like, you're desecrating my Jewish temple. So you're a temple cultist then. Oh, whip me, daddy. Yeah. This story is not real. It's mythical. It's not a condemnation of all Jews, like they like to claim it is. It's not a condemnation of usury, also. That's nothing to do with the story. If you think deifying the Jewish Messiah is how you oppose the Jews, congratulations, you've been psyoped. And they've been psyoped big time. Big time. And if this is such a threat, if the Jews are so scared of this, then why is the super ultra kosher Chosen series, the Chosen Jesus show, where the producer goes on Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro and is as cucked Christian as they come. But they want to make a big deal out of this. Like, look, the wait is over. The chosen Last Supper. They're cutting promos of Jesus with his whip.
My house should be called a house of prayer for all nations.
All the Goyim will worship at our Jewish temple. And Christians are like, yay. They clap like seals. Yay. Like, if you think that, like, your anti-Semitic leader is the king of the Jews, like, I don't think I could come up with a more clear example of controlled opposition. When the Christians think that their leader of their anti-Jew opposition is the king of the Jews. A Jew with a whip is the least intimidating thing ever. Jesus is owned by the Daily Wire. Yeah, so all of the anti-Zionist Christians are like, oh, Jesus in his whip, the Jews are so scared, Christ is king. And then you get the ultra kosher Chosen show also shilling Jesus and his whip.
My house should be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you make it a den of thieves.
Which is a prophecy, which is a verse. And no, I'm not, and that's not like, oh, Jesus fulfilled the prophecies. Just like the rest of the Jesus story, every bit of it was inspired and derived from Old Testament scripture. The Jews are so scared of the Goyim worshiping the king of the Jews, right? So here's another promo for it. I just find it funny that, like, the so-called anti-Zionist Christians are all getting hyped up about their king of the Jews with his whip, and then the kosher Christians are also shilling the same shit. Yeah, Tupacabra says, it's so fucking obvious, man. Walked through Walmart the other day and there's magazines promoting the Jesus narrative. I know. They go, there's nothing they hate more. They've been trying to destroy it forever. Is that why you check out at the grocery store and there's Jesus magazines all over the place? Is that why there's a church on every corner? Is that why Ben Shapiro and Dennis Prager are constantly saying they want you to go to church? And this is the guy that it goes on all the kosher Zionist shows. He's shilling the Halo app, the prayer app that's connected to, Eric Prince. Or no. It might be Eric Prince. It's Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel invested in the Halo app. Hey, Goy, here's your leader, Goy. Whipping the money changers. Oh, he was so mad. How dare they desecrate? How dare they sell animals to be sacrificed in the temple? In theaters tomorrow, The Chosen. Are all the so-called anti-Zionist Christians going to go buy your tickets and go support the ultra kosher Chosen series? Go watch your movie. Hey, go watch your Jewish hero, Goy. You really want to oppose the Jews, you got to bow down to the Mashiach. Alex Jones is on the app as well. You're telling me Alex Jones is on the Halo prayer app? Are you kidding me? Or is he just promoting it? Oh, Alex Jones. No. Alex Jones is the CEO, not the Alex Jones from InfoWars. The #1 prayer app. Need evidence? I'll retweet. Somebody sent me the photo the other day of the checkout stand at the grocery, and it had all these Jesus things. Do you not get it? Guys, all of the anti-Zionist Christians are sharing around this Jesus whipping the changers, they're not scared of it. That's why the Kosher Chosen series is promoting it and running all their ads about it to go watch the movie. Jew says, I used to love this stuff. Jesus is based and is going to whip the Jews. Sigh. How's that working? Are most Christians today whipping the Jews like Jesus? Or are they serving the Jews and know that Jesus is a Jew and that salvation comes from the Jews and think you curse them and you're cursed and you bless them and you're blessed? How's that working for you? Jesus tattoos are on the rise. Teal is JD's husband. Zionist Cuck says, inhales Jew hash. Hey, Jamie, what if we drop the Bigfoot and we start shilling Jesus for the Christians instead? Yeah, that's my Joe Rogan smoking joints impression. Let's see here. Am I missing any? I always miss you guys. Zionist Cuck says, can you tell us, Adam, when exactly did the Jews start practicing the circumcision ritual, and when did they put down their pork chops and shrimp cocktails? That, I don't know if we know exactly. If you remember when Gnostic Informant was on, he talked about the Elephantine findings, and they didn't follow Judaism. They weren't keeping kosher. So I think Judaism as we know it today is way younger than people believe it is. When did they start circumcising? I'm not exactly sure, but according to the Bible, it's when Abraham was binding Isaac. All right, we got some meme wars now. And of course, as always, disclaimer, I obviously disavow the offensive, insulting, caricature memes, but this is meme world. I don't make the rules. This is just meme world. All the different characters have, look, this is the Christian. This is how the Christian is portrayed. So, of course, disclaimer, disavow all vulgar. But this is a masterpiece, okay? The rabbis say, I hate Christianity. See, the pagan listens, and the Christian goes, see, he hates Jesus. Time to convert, buddy. But then continues, but at least it's not full-blown paganism. And then the pagan goes, hear that? And they go, no, why are you believing the rabbi? You're Jewish. Perfect breakdown. This is exactly what always happens. X censored this for hateful conduct, probably because the Christ cucks were flagging it. But Here, he says, if anybody doubts it, here's the rabbi saying it. They only say explicitly over and over again that they prefer Christianity to paganism. They created Christianity. Jews created Christianity, not all Jews. A sect of Jews created Christianity, invented Jesus, sold it to the Gentiles so that the Gentiles could they could get the Gentiles to destroy their own paganism. You go, where is the war being waged on paganism? They did it with Christianity. Christianity is anti-pagan, and who were the original anti-pagans? The Jews. All of Judaism is about conquering pagan idol worship, which gave me an idea for a t-shirt, like Proud Idolater. Some type of a couple different pagan gods, and it says Proud Idolater. They're flagging the memes now. Oh yeah, they do. These Christians have been censoring for millennia. Yeah. All my ancestors were satanic, worshiping fallen angels. White people are evil. Only the Jews know God.
Worshipping. Christianity is not the worst form of idol worshipping. The worst idol worshipping is when a person bows down to the stars, to the sun, to the moon, to a tree, to an animal, to the water, to anything, any object, or takes a human being and said, this is God. And I worship him, and my life is in his hand, and he's going to save me, and he's going to bring soulmates to my kids, and all kinds of nonsense like this. That's a pure idol worship. The Christians, they believe in the God, in the creator of the world. They don't say there's no God. They definitely understand there is a God, the God of the Torah, the God of Israel. He built the world, he made the world, he runs the world. They just claim that he has a partner. It's called shituf. Shituf, meaning he has an assistant, someone that he used to do the divine work in the world, which is a big sin to do such thing. But it's less than someone that come and say the sun is God, the cow is my God, this person is my God, meaning there's no other God, that's my God. Like the Egyptians, the Nile was their God, or Baal Peor, or the goat. That's a different form of idol worshiping. Or like the Hindus in India, they have all these big statues.
And I did a compilation the other day with more. That's just one clip, but I did more. So why would the Christians lie like this? They're so dishonest. So do they love Christianity? For you, they love that it conquered paganism. They love that it gets you to believe in the laws of Moses and all of the Jewish patriarchs and the God of Israel. It's got you believing in prophecies of a Jewish Messiah. And then they ignore Christians that cover up these clips are literal accomplices of the Jews that cover up all these clips. Instead, the Christians, they'll share fake rabbi clips. They'll share fake quotes. They'll lie. They'll make up total, easily disprovable lies. Those will go viral, retweeted by all these anon, small, tiny bot accounts. And then the real compilations and the real conspiracy being that we expose with the clips of the rabbis, they get ignored and suppressed, or on rare occasion they'll be ripped and not retweet. They're lying to you. They won't tell the truth. They won't share the clips. The full context. And then when they'll go, look what the Jew said. The Jew said this. And then he'll go, no, the Jews actually say this. They also say this. And they go, you believe rabbis? That's their cope. Exposing what the rabbis actually say and believe. And they say, you believe the rabbis. Crucifixion, that is a good shirt, Zornder Edom. I forgot about that one. So here's another verse. And I didn't make this one, by the way. This was Christian's post in Cole. You guys should all follow if you're not. He's one of our guys. And, on the idolatry thing, one of our other guys the other day shared, he did a bunch of research into the Talmud. I think he used AI to do it. The Talmud criticizes paganism so much more than it ever mentions Christianity. When rabbis are criticizing Christianity, they criticize it by saying it's paganism or it's idolatry. The term is collaborators. What was I saying? Accomplices? Yeah, Christians and Muslims are collaborators and enablers in the Jewish Yahweh, Moshiach, Torah conspiracy. Great meme. Good job. There's another good one here too. Oh, wait, here it is. So the Christians, the anti-Jewish Christians' favorite verse, Jesus in the Talmud, the rabbi says, Jesus says he's boiling in shit in hell. Christian says, see, he hates Jesus. Time to convert, buddy. And then the rest of that passage in the Talmud says, for not loving the Jews enough while he was alive, warns against the harsh treatment of Jews. Hear that? No, why are you believing the rabbis? You're Jewish. They only give you a small little window of what the Jews actually say and ignore the full context and ignore anything that doesn't fit with their worldview. They ignore, or they'll say the rabbis are lying. They'll say you believe the rabbis every time. And he goes and shows the context too. In that verse, Jesus, it literally says that the Gentile Balaam says is worse than Jesus. The Gentile prophet is worse than the Jewish prophet. And Jesus in this verse says, you shall not seek their peace or their welfare all the days. Oh, wait, no, that's what Balaam said. So this is what it says. Come and see the difference between the sinners of Israel and the prophets of the nations of the world. As Balaam, who was a prophet, wished Israel harm, whereas Jesus the Nazarene, who was a Jewish sinner, sought their well-being. So even in the top verse that the Jews like to cite about Jews hating Jesus, and again, I've explained this so many times, the nuance, they curse, they spit, they won't say his name, just like Haman, just like Satan, because they see Jesus as satanic. But in Judaism, Satan provides a divine role, an important role for God. So if you claim, if these Christians like to claim that Jews worship Satan, that means they worship Jesus, because they say Jesus is satanic. And they say Christians in the West and Edom are satanic also. Pure Blood, your TikTok got banned. I'm not surprised at all. You're on Instagram. Everybody follow Pure Blood on Instagram. I will as well. Of course they did. My TikTok got banned too. So the Christians will all say, oh, the Jews believe he's... I missed your super chat. I'm sorry, Gulag. Let's see here. 4 minutes ago, he says, hey, Adam, you're probably familiar with GTV flyers. Yeah, I haven't been a fan. If you could design a flyer that would be distributed by paperboys all over the world, what would the flyer look like? Jesus deception. Jesus is fake. And the verses, it'd have verses about Jesus. It would have verses from rabbis bragging about what Jesus did and the role of Jesus to conquer the pagans. That's what it would be. Jesus deception. Every single aspect of Jesus is Jewish. Every single aspect of Christianity is Jewish. So the Christians will always cite one part of this passage, the boiling excrement part. And Jews don't actually think Jesus is boiling an excrement. They know this is just like a mythology. They ignore how they have Jesus is not as bad as the prophet of the Goyim, and that he sought the well-being of Israel. They ignore that part. Every aspect of Jesus is fake and Jewish. Yeah, that would work. You guys like the cover for my Jesus deception book? Here's one of the first mock-ups. What do you think? You guys like it? Subtle? Can you tell it's Jesus? I'm thinking about zooming in maybe too. Just maybe this is a little better for the cover of my book. 1.2 thousand likes. Got some good laughs. Caused a little controversy. So it's just a joke. I'm obviously not going to make this the cover. Now you see it. I'm not going to make this the cover of my book. Just a joke. Just a little troll. Yeah, don't look at Jesus's early life. Where was it? Somebody did. I love this meme. I don't care if he's a Jew. He's my savior. You're the Jew. Fuck you, says the terminally online. Somebody else did one where they put Jesus deception on it. Jesus deception on it. So just we're doing a little meme wars. Look, and the best thing their best response, See Through It All posted a compilation of Fuentes over and over again saying Jesus is Jewish. No honest person will deny Jesus being Jewish. Only the liars, frauds on the internet. So you worship the King of the Jews or you're a Jew. They need new material. Do you think this cuts it? Is anybody going to sit up here and say, gee, this is just a historically accurate Jew? Have you seen people from that area? This is what their noses look like. The magic rabbi blood is everything, says Ashes from Alexandria. What was I going to do? I was just about to search something. Matt Baker liked it. Their best response was, Jesus wasn't a Jew. He had a straight nose. Because the Shroud of Turin, dude. Nietzsche Pill Dispensary says, is it true that early editions of the Bible use Goyim in passages and later revise it to replace the word with Gentile? I think it was like it would say goyim and they'd replace it to be heathen or idolater. I think that's what it was. So yeah, there is some truth to that. Nodes needs to hook down to the lip. So I saw some Christian post this, and I was like, huh, the silhouette there. The original one just had like a normal small nose. It had the post rhinoplasty job for Jesus. And I thought, let's make this look a little bit historically accurate. People got a kick out of it. Just a little bit of the me more. The Christians will come in and say, you're a Jew. Yeah, the 6'4" white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes that's posted his DNA results a million times, and videos of me as a little kid singing Jesus Loves Me. The guy that's dedicated the last decade of his life to exposing Zionism and Judaism and their enablers and Judaism for Gentiles. Yeah, that's the guy. The guy telling you that the Jews were never chosen and their books are made up and to not worship the Jewish God. That's who secretly is the Jew. Not Rabbi Yeshua HaMashiach. And I just can't keep doing shows every day proving Jesus is Jewish just to refute all these idiot copers online. It's like a futile, wasted endeavor. Like, talk about beating a dead horse. Like, my book has nothing. I'm not trying to convince people with my book that Jesus is Jewish. I'm not addressing copers that say Jesus was a white Aryan. They're so fringe and delusional, it's not even like worth the time. Jenna says Adam is a crypto Christian singing Jesus songs, right? Just embarrassing. But it got the Christians seething. Got them all lying and kvetching. Because it's time to pull the plug on Judeo-Christianity, on the Jewish religion Christianity. Out recent news, the Catholics fell below 20 million mark for the first time in Germany. The two major Christian churches lost more than 1 million members in 2024 alone. Churches lose more than 1 million members. And these people, major churches that are very much complicit in the slow murder of Germany.
Was nach dem Dortmunder Kirche.
We don't want to read the subtitles right now. But Christians still want to keep saying, oh, this is the only way. This is pragmatic. Christianity is the future. In the end, we win. All of these delusional copes. It's pathetic. I wonder why the German church can be failing. Check out this black pope, this black German pope, doing a little urban outreach for the new Germans, for all the African and Wigger Germans.
Und will sich den Frommenschein darum auch gar nicht geben. Oberflächlich schaut so mancher nur von oben runter. Dabei sind hier in der Kirche alle doch recht munter.
This is the way.
Viele sind voll engagiert, nicht bloß hier zum Chillen. Statt den mancher seinen Glauben mehr im Stillen. Doch heute wird
I could just, I guess, shut down the show and retire, and these Christian groups are gonna destroy Christianity themselves. Maybe we're gonna stand back and watch as it just collapses on itself. We don't even need to do anything.
Es laut und dieser Beat verkündet allen, Gott verändert Leben und das soll ganz laut erschallen.
It kind of bangs though.
Alle, die wir heute hier versammelt sind, dürfen uns verstehen als von Gott.
This is real, by the way.
Übersetzt auf Rappersprache.
They're like in their meeting. They're like, how do we get more tithes? Our churches are empty. What do we do? They're like, well, there's a whole bunch of new immigrants that we brought in. Let's pander to them. How can we do some urban outreach? I know. Let's have Reverend Joe Schmo do a rap. Let's rap. Let's fill our churches with a bunch of blacks in Germany. And then the white nationalist Christians are like, stop dividing us. We need to unite. You pagans are gonna lose. Look at your churches, dude. Christianity in the next few decades is going to be, if it's already close, it's primarily non-white is Christianity around the world. You think this is the future?
Sprache, check es einfach aus. Der im Himmel oben ist für dich voll fett gut drauf.
The Black Pope. This is the new Black Pope. I asked Sam Tripoli, is this the Black Pope you think runs the world? New meaning to the Black Pope. The Jesus is my nigga song did it better. I think I have. Somebody had done that. Spencer says if they keep this up, I might convert. Very compelling. I thought, let's see. What did Owen Benjamin say? Solid bit. Is he saying that's a solid bit or my joke is funny about the Black Pope? Give me some credit. What does Anti-Judaic says? Blood and soil paganism will resurge and they can finally drive out the invaders. Could be worse. Christianity is dying. Nature will heal. This is Aseric Media. I heard him the other day. I was impressed. He's like a Nietzschean pagan guy. I was impressed. Might have to get him on the show soon for one of the panels. The cat's out of the bag. I'm looking for somebody else was sharing some clip of these Christians that were rapping. They had like a Christian rap, some boomer Christian rap. So, things seem to be going well for Catholicism in Germany, collapsing. Oh, and now we got Christianity in England, too. This is the King's Army in the UK. Check this out.
Praise and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever.
What?
The four living creatures said, Amen. That's it. Attention.
Jesus' army. Oh, Black Queen.
The King of Kings. Basilius. Basilius.
Whoa. Hold on. Is this the future? Hey, Warriors for Christ. Is this the way? Is this going to save England, guys, right here? Come on. Dude, this looks like right out of the Aboriginal Natural History Museum. But hey, she's a Christian. They're Christians. Hey, fuck those pagan demon worshippers. Oh, but they believe in Christian. They're good. They'll save England. King's army. Jesus' army here.
A son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called.
This is the way, guys. This will save the West.
Everlasting.
Jesus is going to save the West with his army, the Lord's, the King's army, the army of Jesus, the multiracial. What is this hair? The multiracial alliance going to save England.
Father, Prince of Peace.
Taking our nation back.
Is a sharp sword with which to strike down nations.
To strike down the Goyim. That's what nations means. The Jews are scared. Jews see this. All the Goyim worshiping the King of the Jews. Blacks and whites together worshiping the King of the Jews in England. And they are scared. Joel's army. They're like, Christ is king. Christ is king. Dude, this is England, Christianity in England.
Gospel means scandalously good news. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, Jesus, to die on a cross, that whoever believes.
This guy's like, hey, new English, have you heard about your savior, Yeshua HaMashiach? Hey, brother in Christ. Neither Greek nor Jew, slave or free, male or female, we're all one in Christ. Universal worship of the King of the Jews. Doesn't that sound great, Goyim? Oh, all you need is some Pajits? Hold on. This is the future. This is how we win. You will bow to Jesus. Get on your knees, Goyim. This is how we win. Get off your knees. You're embarrassing. Look at him on his knees in front of this girl. This is how we win, by being slaves to Yeshua.
Every knee will bow. Every tongue will confess. Lord, we commit
Dude, I am never going to bow to your fake Jewish gods.
this land in your hands under the blood of Jesus Christ.
Dude. You know what the Christians will say, right? Not real Christians. And we're the LARPers, yeah.
Who is the King of Kings? Jesus.
Dude.
Who is the Lord of Lords? Jesus. We're people.
Dude, we don't even need to do anything anymore, man. Just stand back and watch it collapse in on itself. They're doing our work for us.
That have come to proclaim the good news.
Queen. Yeah, all the groypers are like, Queen. All the Christians are like, that Adam's a pagan LARPer Jew, but this queen, she loves Jesus. She's going to heaven. Hey Christians, enjoy your heaven with all these guys. Okay, we'll be in Valhalla drinking mead with our ancestors and the people that weren't brainwashed by Jewish lies. And you can have your fun in your heaven with this gal.
Today, the gates of heaven are open over this place.
Wow. Sisters pray. Whoever sent me that, I can't remember now, but they're going to go back and look at their TikTok to try to find even more. I think you need more. Amalek sent it to me, I want to say. I want to meet the Christian who posted this online unironically and shake their hand. I could not ask for a better propaganda piece proving my view than Christianity's a Noahide slave cult meant to conquer the nations. Unfathomably cringe. Jewish king's multiracial army taking back England. This is how we save our nations. Hey, you criticize Christianity, you're anti-white, they try to say. As if saying that Europe would be nothing without the Jewish Bible and that we were worshiping a bunch of demons, our ancestors worship fallen angels and demons, isn't anti-white. Bagel and Loxism says this is Sister Act 3. That is good. Sister Act 3. I love it. Christian white nationalists are watching this.
Everlasting living creature.
They're watching this shit and they're like,
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Jesus Christ!
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're such a little bitch.
yeah, Europe was nothing without the Jews. You bow down to the king of the Jews or you're anti-white. Such a joke. Sister Moshiach. Yeah, the Sister Act joke was good. I almost want to steal that and retweet it and say, Sister Act 3 looks, what should I say? Sister Act 3 looks promising. We'll do that. I want to retweet that with. Should I say that? Looks promising? What should I say? Sister Act. Uh-oh. Act 3 looks. This is how we save Europe. I love it. Sister Act 3. Nailed it. Are these groypers? Yeah, they are groypers. All of the anons online calling us Jewish because we don't believe in magical Jews. That's what they look like in real life. Smells promising. Are these groypers? Yes. All right. That was good. That was good. Oh, and I'm not done. Also, here's your average English Christian. Sachin Jose, who I believe is Indian, 200,000 followers. Catholic preaches Jesus displaying a crucifix in a busy street in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Hey, bring them in. The meme we saw, the other one where it was like, oh, I got to find that meme actually. Hold on.
Christ is the signature of God. Because Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Hey, I'm sold. Sign me up.
And Jesus said,
now this guy's a real patriot.
Eternal life. Jesus Christ said, I am the resurrection and the life.
Dude, look at the streets. Every other person is a third worlder.
And our humanity, each one of us.
Dude. This is the future of Christianity.
Because Jesus said, I am the...
Not even the future. This is the present state of Christianity, actually. Okay, I'm looking for...
Said, I am the way, the truth, and
the way, the truth, and the life.
And Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will have the eternal life.
Okay, so we got the Jeet here. And meanwhile, we got Christians online. Frauds who lie nonstop. They share memes. Oh, where's the original meme? Shoot, this is a whole long thread. The realistic scenario. See through it all shared it. So the Christians shared this meme. They're trying to shut us up and to get us to stop saying they want to continue on with their Christian-controlled opposition, and they insist on having Jesus central to their movement and discrediting with all of their white Jesus and Jews aren't Jews and we're the real Jews and Jews worship Satan and all of this kosher slop nonsense. They do this meme like, oh, we need to work together. We need to unite. Stop being divisive, which is just code for stop exposing the Christian problem. It's like, okay, we'll make a deal with you. We can unite and not be divisive. We'll stop. You guys stop making Jesus central to everything and posting everything Jesus and having Jesus be the central talking point in your opposition to Jews. You stop doing that, and we won't say Thor is real. Deal? You stop making everything about Jesus, and we won't be talking about saying Thor is real. Is that a deal? Christians won't do it. Because they ultimately put Jesus first. And any Christian that doesn't put Jesus first over their own people, over their own family, over their own nation, anybody that doesn't put Jesus first is not a real Christian. You're lying. It's the Bible makes it very clear. They'll be like, Jesus came not to bring peace, but the sword. And then won't show you the very next verse that says between households. Jesus says, if you come to me and you do not hate your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your own people, then you cannot be a follower of Jesus. So either you choose your rabbi Jesus first, or you choose your own people first. It's not us saying Thor first. Funny, the Germanic pagans, the Apollonians, they can all get along together. It's only the Christians that can't get along. Because they want everybody, you got to worship the King of the Jews and spout all the Christian-controlled op nonsense. Otherwise, you're being divisive. They try to shut you up. So here's the more realistic version. We'll tell the Christians, we'll say the truth to the Christians. You have your Jewish God. We have our European ones. Anyone caught supporting the enemy is banished. Agree? And then they both look of all the immigrants coming into Europe, all the kosher and the kowtowing to Jews. Christ is king, sir. So to really make this meme accurate, you need to turn around the Christian and have him shielding all the Christians that are involved with the mass immigration. And then it says, they're Christians and you're not pagan. Prepare to die. What the fuck is wrong with you people? These Christians online, these anon, rage-baiting, shit-posting Christians online, they like to lie and talk all their shit and spew obvious disinfo, and then we call it out and they go, you're being divisive. We need to get along, and then they'll attack pagans nonstop. I thought we've already made it clear. Christians on internet, e-Crusader Christians, no more talk about pagans until you get your churches under control. They'll brag about, oh, we ratioed you. what's the ratio between your version of Christianity and worldwide Christianity? How's that ratio looking? Yeah, they can't ratio the Catholic Church. They can't ratio the Pope and all the Christian Zionist leaders in America. So instead, they cry online and try to own the pagans. All they are is the first line of defense running cover for Yahwehism. So to make the meme more realistic and more accurate to what's really going on is they're running cover for all of it. I missed a super chat. Pure Blood says, nothing like a good holy war to fill the pews. Right. Nothing like a little satanic panic to fill the pews. As much as they like to lie, they like to twist and try to shoehorn and manipulate Christianity and take stuff out of context and completely lie. These internet Christians will be thrown out of any church if they tried any of the shit that they say online. But they still act like this is the way. Christians that will be excommunicated from their churches, that will be explicitly excommunicated and disavowed and censured from the churches, will still say, hey, that's the only way. Why is this not? Oh, that's why. So here's your Christ bro, Christians.
Because Jesus said
it's mostly Christians bringing in Christian organizations have been key to mass immigration in European countries. And you want to act like, oh, we got a team, us people criticizing the actual issues, people addressing the Christian problem, which is crucial to the Yahweh problem. And they'll act like, oh, we'll team up with you online. Like, for what? What do you even mean teaming up? What does that even mean? I retweet you, you retweet me, we don't attack each other. If you're still spewing all of your Christian nonsense, we're going to lose. Hey, we got another guy bearing the cross. Unhinged lunatic.
I got residents not wanting to back up. Hey, get back, dude. Get on the ground. If you just close, I'm gonna shoot him, bro.
Dude, insane people are attracted to religion, and religion also makes people insane. He's like, no weapon against me shall prosper.
I got residents not wanting to back up.
It looks like this guy's covered in blood. What did he just like beat his kids to death in the name of Jesus?
Hey, get back, dude. Get on the ground. If you just close, I'm gonna shoot him, bro.
And why is Christianity and Islam so popular? Why is it so popular around the world? Why is it so ingrained and embedded in our culture? Why is it so popular online? Because most people are stupid. You know how the bell curves work. Most people are low IQ and gullible sheep that like to be herded, like to have the comforting lies. That's why it's so popular. Here's E. Michael Jones getting mogged by Trent Horn. Was the Catholic Church ever anti-Semitic? Let's see what he says.
As a Catholic, it is our responsibility to accept church teaching from the living magisterium, the teaching office of the church that communicates to us in the here and the now. We are under the authority of the bishops and the Pope. We do not place our ultimate authority in our personal interpretation of what Scripture and past Christian tradition teach. That's really no different from other other non-Catholic Christians. And there are many, even during the Protestant Reformation, there are Protestants who said, yeah, I believe in what some of the previous popes and doctors and fathers of the church said, but I interpret them this way, not how the church interprets them currently in the 16th century. So you're going to have people who will look at previous teachings and judgments to try to defend anti-Semitism. And I think that word anti-Semitism, it can have a lot of different meanings, so that's what can make the topic very difficult to discuss. For example, it is not anti-Semitic to say that Judaism is a false religion. It's false because Judaism denies that Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
See. Perfect. Christians don't think Judaism is a false religion. Their only problem with Judaism is that it doesn't believe in Jesus. So Christians uphold Judaism. Their only problem with Jews is that they don't believe in Jesus, but they are enable and affirm Judaism. And then these Christians online are like, there's no such thing as Judeo-Christian. You believe the Old Testament. You believe in the God of Zion. That's so important right there.
To try to defend anti-Semitism. And I think that word anti-Semitism, it can have a lot of different meanings, so that's what can make the topic very difficult to discuss. For example, it is not anti-Semitic to say that Judaism is a false religion. It's false because Judaism denies that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. It denies that God is a Trinity. That's not anti-Semitic to say that Judaism is false or that Jews should come to believe in Jesus and the Messiah.
So it is anti-Semitic to say, according to him, it is anti-Semitic to say Judaism is fake and it's a blueprint to conquer the Goyim and that it's supremacist. No, that's anti-Semitic. But you're allowed to say it's wrong because it doesn't believe in Jesus. That's the problem that they have with it. The only problem Christians have with Jews is that they don't believe in the Messiah that was meant to conquer the Goyim
and come to fully embrace God's revelation. That's not anti-Semitic. It is anti-Semitic, however, to treat people who are Jewish, either religiously or ethnically Jewish, as being morally inferior to other people simply because of their Jewishness. And so this would justify mistreating or discriminating against them. Even, for example, it's one thing to even say, well, it would be wonderful to have Christians in positions of public power to provide a positive Christian influence in the world. That's not a bad thing to say. It's not even a bad thing to work for. It is wrong to say that of all the peoples in the world, Jews are especially malevolent or untrustworthy and thus should be subjugated because of that. That would be unjust discrimination and contradiction to what the church has taught at the Second Vatican Council. And even before that, long before that, the church had taught about not oppressing the Jewish people. However, there have been popes and others, King St. Louis IX, who made prudential judgments about how Jews ought to be treated in Christian society, some of which we can now come to see were unjust ways of treating people. Not everything that a previous pope ever says or even a council does is infallible. That's why we need the living magisterium to help us to interpret what things the church has done in the past that have remained in full effect in the present and others that are no longer in effect. Because there are councils, there are ecumenical councils that have certain disciplinary canons that are no longer in force today because they've never been repeated, like canons that say you can't visit a Jewish doctor. Canon in one of the Lateran councils that says Christians cannot use crossbows against each other because it was considered an undignified weapon, but that's no longer in force today. So that's why, to understand how the church teaches with its authority, we need to listen to the magisterium to do that. A lot of this Catholic anti-Semitism comes from faulty interpretations of past papal pronouncements or past judgments.
Okay, boring as shit. What does E. Michael Jones say? Kvetching. E. Michael Jones, you're losing. E. Michael Jones, I said, keep it up and you'll be excommunicated by the real Catholics. I was just trolling with him. Hey, E. Michael Jones, I appreciate you for not blocking me after all the trolling and trashing you I've been doing. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm about to wrap it up here. I still got quite a few more things, but we'll save that for tomorrow. When you leave one psyop for another on Sneako's stream.
The Son and the Father.
Can I ask you, so your name...
It slowly grows on people.
Yeah, so your name's Christian.
Yeah.
Why did you become Muslim?
Allah showed me the straight path. I mean, I knew as a kid, I had a weird feeling that like Jesus never died on the cross, and how could he be God and also have a son and the Father and this, that, and the other. But I was a young kid then. Allah showed me the path, the truth. It's a blessing. Truly.
So you always had fitra?
Yeah, I always, in the back of my mind, I always like knew, but it wasn't until later on in life that I figured it out. And the first time I heard the Quran, resuscitation, I knew that second I was a Muslim.
Oh, deep. The first time he heard the prayer go out over the loudspeakers, he's like, I knew it right away. I was a Muslim. I was a little confused, but I mean, the Trinity is retarded to begin with, completely illogical. Yeah, leaves one psyop for another. How about neither? Hold on, I have a good meme for this actually. How about neither? He's like, yeah, even as a kid, like I totally knew that Jesus didn't die on the cross, like, and you knew that how? Here it is. Freedom of choice. You could be Christian or Muslim. Keep it in the Abrahamic paradigm, goy. All of these Abrahamic gatekeepers and their echo chambers, they'll debate Protestant Catholic or Catholic and Orthodox or Catholic versus Muslim, but it's all a controlled debate, excluding people who say it's all fake. It's all fake and Jewish. What do Christian and Islam agree on? That Jews knew God first, that God chose the Jews first, and the Jews were right about the origin of man in all of existence. Either way, you're falling for the Jewish religion. And this guy is the perfect example of that. And hey, great job, Sneeko. Great job, Nick Fuentes and all the Groypers giving Sneeko a big boost. Now he's on his crusade to convert Europeans to Muslim religions. Big W there. All big names are permitted to be because they serve the kosher purpose. They all network and prop each other up. Many of them, I believe, are astroturfed by bots as well. But no, all of the namers, all of the noticers, anybody that's anti-Zionist, all the big ones, all worship the God and believe in the prophecies. It's total clown world that, like, no big names are just willing to say the Torah's fake. The Torah's fake. The prophecies aren't real. The covenants are fake. Your God is fictional. You were never chosen. We're not interested in your Messiah, rejected or not. None of them will say that. Complete controlled opposition. Okay. All right. We're going to pick up next show on these Jews are like, we got one that can see. The Jews literally like dumbfounded in awe, glazing me. We're going to play a couple of those clips, get into some Synagogue of Satan stuff. Here's the meme I was addressing earlier. Doing it with Canadian kid Tyson Hockley. I DM'd with him the other day. I'll try to green pill Tyson Hockley. I'll try my best, but I think he's deep in on the Abrahamic paradigm as of right now. But I saw him online. I followed him. He DM'd me. He says he wants to do a show. Elon is pumping them up as well, too. Yeah, Netanyahu's good buddy Elon is for some reason allowing this explosion of kosher distraction Christian Muslim controlled ops. Dude, who is this loser in the chat that keeps saying he wants to debate me? Some guy that I've never heard of claiming I'm scared to debate him, accusing me of having info on me. Get lost, loser. Go cope somewhere else. Yeah, we're scared to hear the truth. Blocked, Christ cuck, loser. You're going to call me Jewish? Oh my God, I've never heard that before. Cope some more, loser. I'm going to leave him up. He's entertaining you guys, huh? Some loony, yeah. So I love when people that like have no online footprint, they've never been in a debate, they've never debated anybody, and they act like I'm scared to debate some guy I've never heard of. They'll do that. We talked on Gnostic Informant's channel. Well, you think I fucking remember that? I'll tell you one way to never get a debate with me. First of all, have no following. That's a good start. Accuse me of being a Jew. That's another good way to not get a debate. accuse me of being all other wild. If you're not addressing what I say and you're just trying to make up stuff about me, I'm not debating kooks. I'm not debating somebody on if I'm a secret Mossad agent. Yeah, no following, never done a debate, and you think like I don't debate you, so I'm scared. Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't come at me when I don't even know who you are saying I'm scared. People do this all the time, and it just beads off like water. Don't even hear you. He says, why deny so vehemently the last name Green? Is Seth Green Jewish? Go tell me, look up what percentage of Greens in the world are Jewish. It's like 5%. 1 in 20 Greens are Jewish. Go look up origins of the surname Green. Everybody's corrected you. I've posted about this. Green is English, Irish, Scottish surname. 95% of Greens are English, Irish, and Scottish. I'm not Jewish. You're scared to debate me because you're a Jew. You don't believe in the King of the Jews because you're a Jew. You know how stupid you sound? Do you have any actual arguments or just copes and lies, kook? So here's the meme. It's like, oh, look at all these immigrants. We're going to have to work together. Yes. And then they carry right on saying, oh, you Jew, you LARPer. Johnny says you're letting yourself get triggered and derailed by low IQs. It's fun to talk shit to people in the chat. And he's still going. I noticed you. I gave you the attention you wanted. I responded. And he's still doubling down with, you're a secret Jew. Dude, I put out my DNA. There's 0 Ashkenazi in my DNA. Okay? You're just a hack. You're just a delusional coping hack. So the truth is that the Christian is on this side, running cover for all the Christians that are for the mass immigration and are bowing to the Zionists. That's the truth. Okay, working together means, in your view, means we have to. Okay, I'm just blocking this idiot. Block. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. Showing you the videos of me as a young boy when I'm 3 years old singing Jesus loves me over and over again. Showing my DNA results, 100% European, no Ashkenazi. Showing you that 95% of Greens in the world are not Jewish. Dedicating a decade of my life to exposing Jews and Judaism and Zionism. None of that's enough, and you're still going to come here and spurg because you're a schizo loser. And that's why nobody likes you and nobody cares about you and nobody knows who you are. Later, kook. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll do next. I'll eat some bacon on stream. Will that silence you fucking kooks yet? The only reason the desperation from you guys. It's such desperation. How insecure and threatened are you? All right. Let's see. So we'll pick up that stuff. I just wanted to see the realistic scenario. Okay. And we'll cover the Satanist and Catholics fighting each other. We'll play the See Through It All clip. And we'll do the Charlie Kirk thing. So yeah, I'll eat a lobster, bacon wrapped lobster and an oyster, and on the Sabbath, I'll do all of that, and I'll show you my ancestry results. I'll show you the video of me as a kid singing Jesus Loves Me. I'll show you my blonde hair, blue-eyed Viking princess little daughter. And you loser Christians will still have nothing to say, but you're Jewish. Do you not know how embarrassing and pathetic that is? They should all be ashamed. We're laughing at you. Where's one of the memes? Worship the king. Oh, here it is. You did the meme, dude. If you don't worship the Jews, you're a Jew. The Jews hate it when we worship Jews. It says so right here in this book written by Jews. Or how about this one? Moshiach is king. Jesus was white. The Bible is real. Jews were chosen. Yahweh is God, and you are Jewish. No. Sorry. You're the butt of the jokes. You guys are retarded. Pagan says there's no, or secular says there's no Messiah. Christians and Jews say Jesus is the Messiah. No, he's not. And then you turn around and call us a Jew. Okay? You're pathetic. Come up with better material, you copers. You guys need better material. Come up with something original. Try to muster up like some sort of a logical argument. It's pathetic. It's not even like intellectually stimulating. I need a challenge. I need something besides your pathetic cope and slander. All right. Thanks everybody for the support. We're $2 away from the goal. Stacia for 10 says, another great show. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for all the support, Stacia. Johnny 5 says, you're letting yourself get... I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered, guys. Do you think I get... If you thought I got triggered by this, think I would do this day in and day out and be triggered? I thrive off of your copes. I thrive off of your tears. All right, just want to check, make sure I didn't miss any last super chats here before we wrap it up. Share the links. Appreciate everybody that's doing the clips. If you're not online, get in the war, create an account, share the links. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. Shout out to Johnny 5, Stacia, Pure Blood, Nietzsche Pill Dispensary, Gulag Kulag, Sorcerer's Beast. Oh, hold on, I missed this one. Sorceress Beast says, I saw a video from a Christian reposted by a pagan on BitChute, ShitShoot. He reposted this idiot Christian's claiming video, you're a Jew because you said something about Kabbalah having, yeah, completely out of context. Something about Kabbalah having some self-help new age things, and you found some of those things commendable, so the video called you a fake anti-Jew. Yeah, they're completely lying about that. I talked to some, the Jew function guys, and I said, you guys aren't even real Kabbalah. You're basically like some reformed self-help type of shtick that regular Kabbalist would say is heretical. And some of the stuff that you guys say in there, which is not Kabbalah, I find some of that like commendable. I think you have the right intentions on some of these things, but it's not real Kabbalah. And these idiots spin that, clip a little section of it and say, Adam's promoting Kabbalah. Don't expect any honesty from these seething frauds online, okay? Sorceress Beast. 5 for the win. Thank you, Dominic Buscemi. I mean, I'm only constantly doing videos exposing rabbis, exposing Kabbalah. Not only do I not believe in Kabbalah, I don't believe in the Torah that it's based on. Christians do. Christians who believe the Torah will claim I'm a Jew for exposing the Hebrew Torah. It's pathetic. But yeah, all types of lies about me like that online, because none of these kooks can actually have an argument. Thank you, Kulag, Sorceress Beast, Dominic Buscemi, Woo Snickety, confirmed not Jewish. Thanks for the shekels. You are redeemed with your $5 as 18 shekels. They are liars. Yeah, they are pathological liars. They have no choice but to lie because they're defending a lie. Huge shout out to ABX89 as well. Zornder Edom. Lawful Pencil. Thank you, Lawful Pencil. And Tiffinel says, Adam, not going to let you miss. Thank you, Tiffinel. And Zionist Cuck. Good old Zionist Cuck. Who needs to get out of here? The troll moved over to... Again, lying again. I did not compliment Kabbalah. I said these guys aren't following Kabbalah. They've got some new age thing that's not Kabbalah. And do you guys not understand how you talk to people? You can say like, well, I can understand this, but, ignoring the but there, you guys need to do better. You need to come up better. And you're blocked on BitChute, too. I love these kvetching Christians. Thank you for the entertainment, loser. Hey, go get on your knees and worship the God of Zion a little harder, kook. Hey, go be a sheep for your Jewish Messiah, slave. All right. I will be back tomorrow. Love you all. Everybody have a nice night, and I will see you guys soon. Only been exposing Kabbalah for years, and the best cope you guys can come up with is that I secretly like it. Okay. Exposing how it's like literally a genocidal, supremacist, anti-Gentile plan, and you're like, oh, but yeah, you actually like it. Get the fuck out of here. Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night, slave.